What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Neosynthesis, coming at you with something a little bit different than the normal stuff we do for the channel. I'm actually talking about Ghosts from the Past 2, which is a reprint set that's coming about 1 month from now, so on May 5th. This video is currently being recorded on the 28th of March. So, wait, I'm right? It's like March, April, May. Yeah, okay. So we're really just 1 April away, right? So, you know, we know some of the rare, or some of the ghost rare cards. There was a tease on the website for Konami not too long ago, basically saying that this set would have some more competitive cards. So I basically put together a little wish list of some cards that I think, you know, need reprints, because they're either getting to be weirdly expensive, or, you know, they haven't seen a printing in a long time, or, you know, if you're not going to address them on the ban list, they may need a printing. But anyway, without any further ado, obviously I know that Konami's not going to do this, but, you know, if one of these wish lists gets in the set, I would be happy, because it would give the set some value to just pull out of the packs. I'm talking about an Ultra for these guys. Obviously, I don't want a Ghost for any of these cards. That would just be that'd be a little not accurate to the Ghosts from the past, right? Because these are all pretty much modern cards. So the first card I have on here is actually Dotscaper. So there's like a 149 copy, but I think this is like damaged or whatever. I think Dotscaper, yeah, the cheapest near mint is going to be like $3, and this card's like a rare. It's a common in a structure deck, and it's a common in Starback. It's pretty insane that this card has gotten to this level of expense for what it is. It's being run in a lot of the pile decks, so I can understand. It's a really good card, and you know, it could definitely use a reprint, and I think it would do well as an Ultra. Forbidden Droplet is a card that I feel like a lot of players really wish that they had access to, but it's just out of the price range of a lot of people. You know, 3 droplets can oftentimes comprise the price of an entire main deck. So a lot of people are opting to just try to make do without, which is a little unfortunate. So please, Konami, don't torture us for too much longer. Like, give us a nice droplet printing. Prosperity, never been reprinted, sitting at around $110, which is completely bonkers. You know, we're assuming this will be in the Mega Tin. It might not be. But hey, Konami, you could just print it as an Ultra, and it goes from the past like a super banging set, and people would want to buy it. Access Code Talker just got reprinted. Excuse me. Something caught in my throat. But Access Code Talker really needs a reprint. You know, $53. Obviously, it's not going to get one because it just got reprinted in El Dorado. But I can dream, right? I can dream. Ash Blossom is a card that I feel like everybody should be complaining about. The cheapest copy being around $33. I mean, perhaps these are some you know, lightly played ones for $27, $28, but yeah, this is crazy. This card really needs a common, or another, you know, common printing, which is, I know, a lot to ask for, but unfortunately I wasn't playing the game when this card was under this price. Yeah, I mean, you can't get an Ash these days for a good price. They just simply don't exist. Lightning Storm is definitely in a dire need of a reprint. It's $65 for the Ultra Rare. It really hurts. I know there's a Starlight out here around, but, you know, I don't. Obviously, that's even worse. But this is like a staple card almost for going second, and it's simply inaccessible to a lot of people. Same vein as Droplets. And obviously, I know they're not going to put all this in here. I don't even think they'll put one in here, but these are some cards that I think would give the set really good value. Now, this card was in the last Ghost from the Past, so if they could just put this card in the set again, that'd be fantastic, because it, I guess, missed a Structure Deck Common reprint, and yeah, it's cheapest copy, about $30, so $90 for the playset of these, just like Ash, kind of. Nibiru is also climbing up in price, and I know Nibiru is just reprinted, but this card's like a staple in every deck, and I think if you don't have copies, you really should pick them up. I say that as a person who does not have Nibirus, But yeah, this card is like super vital to playing. And I wish that I had picked them up when they were 10s out of Brothers of Legend, but um, yeah, sometimes it's hard too. And then they're also in Maximum Gold. Um, yeah, sometimes it's hard to buy the card when you need to buy it, but yeah, I personally really need rocks. A lot of this is like personal requests too, but yeah, we really need rocks. I think this card could use an ultra rare reprint. I mean, would it really hurt that much, guys? We can push the set. Appaloosa is a card that's starting to get very expensive again. I guess its last printing was in Maximum Gold, so this card could probably see a printing. I think this goes in a lot of decks, and an ultra printing of this card would be like gorgeous. People would love this art if it wasn't gold. So yeah, I think Appaloosa is a pretty good candidate to be in this set, actually. Drone Lockbird, another card that is like a meta staple, but $45 ish for a playset, kind of like Nibiru is. Yeah, last time it was printed was, I believe, this either Order of the Spellcasters or as in this Legendary Collection Kaiba, but yeah, these are super expensive. The cheapest one is a Starstrike Blast Common. Like, wow. Throwback. This card could definitely be in the set. It'd be a nice little like $2, $3 ultra, and eventually it would climb back up to this, maybe an $8 card, but it would definitely help the overall availability of these cards. Judgment is kind of a card that I think deserves to be in this set. There's there's not a lot of like Judgment starts at about $8, which is pretty crazy for how many printings it has. But I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? This card is super old, but it's also just being like legalized, not in the last like 5 years or whatever. So it kind of has had to like catch up in some of the printings, right? Like it's not getting printed the entire time when it was banned, and then essentially we just pick it back up and start printing. You guys can see even the cheapest ones are like it's about $6 for the Battle Pack rares, which look pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, guys. The black letter rares I do not like whatsoever. Starfoil is not bad. Common I'm a fan of. I like common cards. That's why I'm salty. Like Ash Common is like so expensive. Because like I would totally get 3 just common Ash if they were cheap, but they aren't. Sadly. So yeah, 3 Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment is getting a little expensive, and this would put some backbone to the set. That would probably premiere as like a $2 ultra, maybe a $3 ultra, and you pick those up and probably make some kind of a profit off of that as well. Just because this card's gonna get back to $5, but it probably won't premiere at that. Halqifibrax hasn't gotten a reprint since Dual Overload. Dual Overload's kind of a crazy set, and I don't know what they're planning to do with Halqifibrax on the ban list, but this would be a great card to get kind of a reprint, and I know this is not going to probably happen, but I can be hopeful. Gamma is another card that's not really too expensive, but it's really starting to it's still like $10 for a playset, so it's not super expensive, but I think that putting another printing of this card out there wouldn't hurt anybody. I think people would be happy with that. I know it just got reprinted in El Dorado, and Toon Chaos wasn't too long ago, but I just think it would make the set overall have more value to just print some hand traps, guys. Like we need it. This is a card that really desperately needs a reprint. Necroworld, you guys can see all of the Zombie Horde structure stuff is desperately in need of a reprint. You've got the Balduroks at $7, and these, and then the Necroworld Banshee. These are really starting to get pretty expensive, and all the zombie stuff is really going up. There was some cool Eldritch deck profiles that were running like the Zombie World package and stuff, which is pretty neat. I like it a lot. So yeah, interesting stuff. This card like desperately needs a reprint. $12 for the cheapest copy. For English, it's like $12.50. This is a structure deck card. It's crazy. Same thing with this Doom King Baldurok. He's kind of getting up there. He's pretty crazy as well. Like if you want a top rated seller, you're paying like $9, and it's lightly played. If you want a top rated, it's it's $9.45, $9.50 for a structure deck ultra, which is completely crazy. He really just, I mean, yeah, he's just been killing it this whole time. Sometimes structure decks are just bangers. It's hard to pick and choose which structure decks are going to have good long-term value and which aren't. But yeah, I mean, this Zombie Horde structure deck, you would just buy thousands of those when those came out. It was a great investment. Perhaps Albaz is going to be similar to that. Another card that could use a reprint. As you guys can see, it's actually creeping up in value more and more. They're about $4 for a playset. Is the Token Collector. It's seeing tons and tons of play, especially with Adventure kind of running around all over the format. So yeah, no shock that Token Collector and Sword Soul is also a thing that people are really enjoying. So no shock that card's going up. Another card that could use a reprint. We're getting to about $3 a copy for Super Polymerization. I just feel like this is a pretty obvious one. This would just do great for the long-term value of this set. This would probably premiere as like a $1 Ultra, and it would, eventually I think this card will always creep up to around $3, especially when, Albaz is about right to be around the corner. I don't know if this is going to be a common in the structure deck or not. Who knows what's going to be included in that structure deck. But I think this card would do good in the set as an Ultra. All these are just really talking about potential Ultra rares in the set, but anyway, guys, what do you guys think about Ghost from the Past 2? Are we going to get anything good in the reprint category, or are we doomed for another kind of set that doesn't have anything super competitive? I know that Hidden Arsenal has actually recovered a lot in the value for the singles, which is super cool. Like, I'm glad to see some of the Ultras actually having some value to them, but there's still no competitive cards aside from Skill Drain, and I think there's, like Lava Golem in there. There might be a couple other kind of fringe cards that are competitively viable that are in the dual terminal set, but cards like Common Stratos are getting a ton of hype. Common Shining Flare Wingman, I think is what it is. Might be Shining Phoenix Converser. I think it's Shining Flare Wingman. They're getting like a lot of hype, so that's cool. I'm glad to see that, like I said, that set is actually getting some kind of value in it, and it's not just like completely floundering. But I have high hopes for what Ghost from the Past 2 can bring. This is like our really last breath of reprints that we're gonna get before you get into the really intense kind of summer season of Yu-Gi-Oh, and hopefully it's gonna be a good summer season. Tournaments running all throughout, so yeah, we're getting closer to nationals, and regionals are kind of heating up. This is like a big opening weekend for a bunch of in-person regionals, so people are hyped getting out to those. And these card prices are going to go up. Like, a lot of these prices are a lot of the cards that I showed are cards that are being played a lot right now. And if you think the prices are high right now, like, I think the tournaments, the regionals, like, they all went pretty smoothly this weekend. People seemed really generally happy to get back out there. Hopefully that can be me soon, but unfortunately I've got to finish school before I can do all that. But yeah, hopefully Ghost from the Past can get us some kind of competitive reprints. They said there was going to be competitive stuff, and then they took that off their website, so who knows what they're really up to. Konami just loves to scheme us, but hopefully they give us maybe even one of these cards in the spoiler. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little discussion. Leave a comment of what you guys think should be in Ghost from the Past Ultras. I don't know if they're like, they just need to give us some competitive cards. Like, that's the reality. These cards are expensive. Players want them. Yeah, I mean, obviously you can still have the cool, like, nostalgic Ghost from the Past stuff in there, and just have this in there too as some kind of like a backbone for the money, is all I'm really trying to say. Like, I don't want to ruin anyone's fun with what Ghost from the Past is like supposed to be. I mean, it's like, it's DM GX nostalgia bait is really what it is at the end of the day. So maybe they'll give us Super Poly. That's a GX card, right, guys? I think it is. I'm trying to see, where did it come out? I guess it probably, premiered in Phantom Darkness as a rare. Wow, what a great rare. Anyway, without any further ado, it's been your boy Neo Synthesis. Peace.